I'm back in this this platform that I uploaded to the hightail.com, and I'm running the one that I rewrote. I never showed you the scripts. It's on the C1 key inside here. So when you get to the bottom here, I also have this thing I wrote called Mondo, which means Mondo cane, which this is some enormous order. Now this is psychotic. I could have used this last night. Of course, you get stopped out on some of this because it's buying really aggressive for 8 hours. I also had some guy comment on about a 1.5 hour rant. I guess it was a script writing rant of how to hedge a trade, and he said, well, you could get stopped out of a couple legs of that. And I'm like, that I think you are going to get stopped out of a couple legs. And so he's saying, well, maybe you should get a stop a certain way. But, there's a lot of maybes in there. Also, finally I saw Akil Stokes do a video on how to actually get into a trade. And so Akil Stokes and this other guy, and myself included, I don't really like to do certain kinds of trades, but I think that is what's keeping anybody from making a lot of money, is that doing the things you don't like, that you feel uncomfortable doing. It, like when I was doing martial arts, the guy said, well, or if you're doing yoga, right? If it hurts, then you're doing it right. But I don't mean that you're doing it improperly. I mean, if you're stretching and you're like, oh gosh, I can't stretch that far, and you're like, oh, that hurts, well, that means you're doing it right? If you didn't, I don't know if anybody's doing yoga out there, but that's kind of like, I guess you just wear the yoga pants, right? Unless you're a guy. But that's what is difficult to do, is like, if you just wear the yoga pants, there's no pain, there's no gain. So to do a trade that you wouldn't normally do, I guess that's why people, well, the thing is, the market doesn't really have any type of thing it doesn't like to do. The market seems to like to go sideways for a long time and then go spastic for a long time. It doesn't seem to have any limitations, where the trader has a psychological limitation where, I just don't like that. I just don't like the idea of that. There's a lot of things in. So if you have a very narrow window of comfort for trading, then that's a good place to start. But I don't know if you're going to be able to. You might get bored with that. You might be get good at that, and screw that up or sabotage yourself on something. But I think the goal in life is to get better, diversify, learn how to play, learn how to shoot guns, and learn how to knit, a high contrast life, maybe. Certainly in trading, buying and selling, it sounds easy, my coffee machine's spitting up. Buy and sell is a lot to think about. And then it's not only that, it's like, oh, do you buy at the market or do you sell to stop or limit? Even this guy that was commenting like, hey, you're putting on this hedge where you're going to get stopped. Are you nuts? Yeah, well, of course, you know that going in. The reason for that hedged market entry trade is to psychologically free yourself from, of course, it was a non-directional. The video starts off with non-directional trading. Right there, you got a lot of people that aren't going to be on board with what you're doing, because they're like, what do you mean you got no direction? What are you, nuts? Well, yeah, but so if you don't have a direction, it means, well, you don't know where the market's going? Well, yeah, maybe you don't. Or maybe you don't want to know. Maybe you could just open a demo account and practice that style of trading and say, you know what, that actually works. I can't fucking believe it. Like, if you drive, I'm driving a car with an automatic transmission, I just didn't think I could ever do that, because I like to be able to choose the gear, and I like to downshift and all that. And so I'm driving this car, I'm thinking, you know what, this actually works. So this automatic transmission seems to actually shift okay. I can trust it to, I guess it's like an EA for the motor. And I was like, wow. So this is my Mondo cane order. I buy this on 10 pips, 20, 30, and then it starts buying in packs of a zone of 15 pips here, starting at 40. Then it drops out. It almost gets stopped. It gets stopped out here. It goes flat for a little bit. But here's what it looks like on the chart. And of course, here's the C1 tab. I just added one more ticket with different exits and different stops. So I was trading this last night in the. In fact, I'm going to drop this Mondo cane order here. Now this is the 1 hour, unbelievably, the 1 hour euro dollar, which, you know, for whatever reasons, people think this moved, and they're like, oh my, and then we sue Trump because the market, people are going to try to sue Trump because he was running for office and he made the market move. You know, it's next thing coming, all these that's what they would do here with the Dodd-Frank nonsense. Well, we're suing him, like the people suing their broker because they opened an account with an idiot. Well, let's sue the broker. It's not my fault that I opened an account with an idiot. Take a look at this chart here. So this is the 1 hour euro dollar, the 50 pip grid. Now this puppy went up 300 pips from the bottom here, from the floor here. And believe it or not, I was trading this here, and I got this count almost up to 16,000 from the 10,000, but I made about $500 on this drama here. But this is the demo account that I've been running. This move here, I mean, this is a lot of pips, believe it or not. I mean, it doesn't look like it. It's kind of hard to see with all these orders on here, but I just put the Mondo cane order and it looks like this. And it's going to buy Psycho Deep for 8 hours. That's every ticket there. So it's buying in bands. And this, you can see that there's been orders left over. Well, the idea there is it's going to do, if you had the sell side of that, which you would have been blown out. You see how that's going to buy 70 pips deep. The last ticket on here is 115 pips to 130 pips deep. So this is what's screwing people up. This is 130 pips away from current price right now. Would you buy it if it dippity-doo down there? Well, I guess if you know, it depends really how much money you have. I certainly is set up to do it. In fact, it could come down like this. I mean, this would be a great scenario where it goes down, say, let me see my freehand here. So imagine the market came down and bounced out and kept bouncing through these. That'd be a perfect scenario because actually cashing out along the way. I had to go away yesterday. I left some orders in there like that and actually made money. But this drama here, if you're buying this new low here, we go zooming up. Yeah, you could sell here, right? Or get out here. But look at this thing take off. And this is crazy. This is the most psychotic move, right? If you look at this on the weekly, we're talking about coming all the way to here. Now, this is where you have your trap trades. Where who's placing an order up there? It's a sell limit, right? Who's placing a sell limit up there? You're like, well, I'm never going to get filled on that. Look at that. That's a 200 pip winner if you got out right now. This is 50 pip grid. Even if you got out here, if your exit was here. But yeah, that's some serious movement there. Now I'm buying on limits now. So I'm going to buy this as a tanks. I'm just going to throw this as a demo account. So I'm about to get stopped out of here. No winners right now. So I'm going to buy this as it pulls back. And so this is a huge, here's the ones that are about to get filled here. Buy limit, buy limit, buy limit. So I'm down about $19 right now. Now I'm going to put some buy stops in. So this is one I just showed. These, now there's an 8K. If I click each one of these, there's the 8K. So you can see the stops right here. So they're still pulling it back. As they're pulling it back, I'm going to put these buy stops in on top. And yeah, they're just taking that through the floor there. So that could drop another 23 pips here in about 2 seconds. As the markets open here in the States, okay, now I'm at $75 a margin. Now I should be getting picked up on these buy stops coming back the other way. And everything's set. These are actually 4-hour orders, even though it says 1 hour inside the script there. But these take profits are only set to 50 pips. So last night when I'm running this thing, you're out of the trade, right? There's unless you keep moving your take profits, you're not even going to be able to realize that whole move. Okay, now I'm $100 a margin. So now we're getting picked up, and here's my worst trade is down 4. That's a limit. Here's my limits. So here's a 12-hour limit. This is that Mondo Cane order, and it's up 17 cents. So we're down $16 right now. If I go to the, here's the 5-minute chart. So we're making new lows here. I'm going to buy into these new lows. Rescale that. But yeah, it's if you want, if you're, this is the thing. If you're trying to make 100 pips, just trade the euro. I mean, the euro's on fire, so there's no need. Look at this. It could drop all the way down here right now. So here's my catch a falling knife order. And this is in the platform too. All these, I think that Mondo's in there. I thought it was funny. And then Mondo Cane is a movie. But I had to name it something silly. Okay, so we're still dropping like a rock. Like I said, we could drop another. Look at the prices here. Go to one-click trading. You could drop another 10, 20 pips, all the way back to the round number. So here we go. So as it's dropping, I'm putting in these buy stops. 116 a margin. So I'm not getting filled on the going the other way trade. And because of the time of day it is, okay, near the top of the hour, the same rules apply. This window here, this 10-minute window, just before the top and bottom of the hour markets, berserk. So we just took out the lows from. We're testing that launching pad low here on the get these okay, well, it's frozen there. That script. So here, if I put buy stops in now, so look at, we're retesting this bottom here. Wouldn't you know, the market retests? Isn't that crazy? Just the idea of a retest right there is enough conceptually to say, well, I just trade retests, or I just retested a high, retested a low. I get in there and then I just get out and I just range trade it or whatever. Some people don't want to trend trade, and I don't blame them, because 80% of the market is just this nonsense. And look at this 5-minute chart here. Looking back at yesterday's stuff, I gotta wait for this thing to crash a little bit. Okay, this hourglass has to go away. I gotta get my coffee. I think I'm addicted to coffee. Okay, so I just click some more here. So I'm into $158 a margin now. So I'm trying to get back to 16, just around 16, just below 16,000 on this demo account. So it's been 27 days in this account. Got to get to my stats here. But yeah, this is quite crazy. Look at this double top trap at the 50-yard line, comes smacking down. And this is brutal. I mean, look at this. So all the same rules apply on the 15-minute chart here, where you have this. Here's a double bottom. You could have bought that, and then there's the head, the shoulder to shoulder, and you're coming back down. It pauses, it crashes, rallies up into this, craps out, boom. Same story, but different time frame and definitely different pips. This is 100 pips, this is 150, this is 200 pips. So absolutely incompatible with if you have a 50-period moving average on this thing and you're getting your ass kicked, That might be why. Because the market doesn't fucking care that you have a 50-period moving average. And if you don't tell me, well, all the institutions are using a 100-period simple moving average, really? Are they using that on maybe a 30-second chart? Yeah. On a 30-second bar chart, sure, I could see that. But how would that comport to the, like, look at this wick here. You've got, you got you can picture the period moving average on here, the long-term moving average. Like, what is that? How can you even trade that? Look at that wick. That's a 300 pip up and down. Now we're back at the same price we started at. It's like it never happened. It's like it never happened. If you took that wick off there, you'd be like, oh, look, it's pulled back. I think I'll buy. Now, you could have bought yesterday. And like I said in the other video, last time we left off here, I said, if you had a buy limit sitting at this top, it became a bottom without analyzing who was going to win the election or any of that stuff. You see how this came back to here perfectly? Did it not? And this is before. So we actually went all the way up there and back. So you see, it hasn't even come back to that yet. But this is where it came to before it launched. And if you go for the 4-hour structure, because the top of the hour is just come and gone. If you go to the top of the structure here, this is where you would have got not maybe filled because it didn't quite make it. But in this range here, you would have got filled, and you would have, now you probably would have got out of something here on the retest of this. You still would have made 100 pips to here if you just got out here. But look at this. 150 pips beyond that it went. Okay, so it's dropping more. I'm going to put in my catch a falling knife orders. And another thing is, if you're trading this, say in a demo, you don't have to trade the same size in a demo on a real account. You can trade the hell out of the demo and be like, okay, well, I can see that, you know what, I could put one order in for every 10 orders I put in here. I'm just trying to do the example. It's just more dramatic to make $5,000 or $6,000 than it is to make $60. People usually aren't impressed. And a lot of things go on. It's like, how many watts is that amplifier? Oh my God. People like big numbers, you know. They will see it. I'm actually just trading one case here. I was looking at my stats here, and it's like, if you look at my trades, I'm trading like 1,000 trades a day. They're all 1Ks. So 1,000 trades, and I make $5 per trade. You know, it's $500, right? Okay, now we're going to go through the floor here. So now we can drop right. See the top of the hour. Here comes that 5-minute window here. So we are coming all the way back to this line. So as it's dropping, I'm going to put buy stops in above it as it's dropping. So here's my Mondo order. Just got filled on my first Mondo. Now I'm going to just load up. Look how vicious. Now we could come all the way back to the round number now. So here's the Mondo orders coming in. Hopefully I can get a lot of fill here on the... I think I was running about $500 a margin at the best point there. Okay, we just got a few minutes left before we... So I'm just going to stack those up in there. We could just, like I said, we'd drop 20 pips right there. So, you know, if you were on the, say, the 1-minute chart, you'd say, oh, you know, you could have sold right here and rode that down for, 20 pips. Is it too late to sell, though? That's always the question. You could have sold here, and like if you would have sold here earlier, let me just put some more orders in there. And these targets are set to the not such a great target. I mean, they are not set to make 100 pips. We could go up about 50 pips by the time the stock market opens now. Yeah, they want to sue Trump for the stock market crashing when he won the election. And it came all the way back to fair value here. Just to pop over to the, just to be even more of a bad presenter. Check a look at this stock market here. Look at this puppy. This is the 4-hour Dow Jones Industrial Average. Are you kidding me? See that wickety do? That is the stop hunt. So, you know, we'll call it, right? Here, look at this thing. We're all the way back to fair value in the middle of this. Probably going to blow out the top. In fact, that selling off could have been the fact that when I saw the first, it looked like Trump was going to lose. And people were just getting the hell out. So this whole idea how people want to spin what happened and why it happened is so funny. Because it doesn't have anything to do with the price of tea in China, obviously, right? It's so incoherently detached from any reality. Okay, so we're still dropping here on the good old Forex euro dollar. They're still taking it down, so they dropped 20 pips here on the euro. Coming, and I'm going to put buy stops in above now. Now I'm going to put in some more buy limits. Catch a falling knife. Okay, I don't think it's going to drop another 120 pips here, but just for kicks, I'm going to put that order and see what that looks like. So here's my Mondo Cane order. It buys a 4K here. Then it's just going to, it's not a lot of K actually. It's just, I decided to make them a bunch of little icebergs. I think it's in there. If it's not, I'll just put the Mondo Cane script in the comment window. So here I'm just going to, since I'm trading 1Ks, I did double up these, so these are actually inside here. They're actually 2Ks in there. So I think I just another thing is that Mondo order used up my. Okay, some of these will not. When the market's really going up, these may not fill. These orders. Okay, we're going with a round number, it looks like. Could go below it. We could take out the low. See, anything could happen. I don't think people realize that the Gartleys aren't going to save them. The market could just go down for 50 pips right now, straight down. So we got the Mondo in there. And of course, this is all based upon, you know, if you've got the order to trade that, and you know, you can do the trade, right? Okay, look at this. Okay, here we go. So this is the 1 minute chart, believe it or not, and that just dropped from here to here is 50 pips from this floor all the way down, almost 50 pip drop, almost to 110 even. Now I'm looking for a retrace. I'm going to put buy stops in here and get picked up as it's going down. The other thing is, look at the 15-minute chart, and this never made a higher high for like, I don't know how many hours last night. Look at this, never a higher high on any of these wicks for, on the 15-minute chart. It's actually back here because I bought the stop out of this walk down. Notice this literally has no, there's not one higher high in this whole thing coming down till here. So this was the, if you bought even here and traded to here and got out, and of course the sell side of that was kind of tough. You would have got trapped a few times here, but this would have been a nice place to put a bracketed hedge script on right here and go whichever way the wind blows. But see, then again, that's a non-directional outlook, and I just don't know if it's going to be possible for some people. See, the take profits here are too tight. I'm only looking to make 50 pips. I mean, this dropped 100 pips from, this is about 3 o'clock in the morning here or something. So it really is deceiving. And when you see these patterns on a chart, unless you really can gauge how much would that cost you to trade that move, or how much would you lose if you were on the wrong side of that move. Okay, so I'm not going to bore you to death. Okay, so here's my plunge order, and here's all my stops stacking up. So let's see where we're at on this thing. Damn it, just clicked the wrong column. Oh, Jesus. Okay, let's just put it up there then. Okay, pretty squirrely. Let's see, my last. Okay, so I'm down. I'm in $370 a margin now. So that's about right for. Of course, my targets. If all this thing has to do is rally to like half to this bottom, and I will have made money. It's hard to believe. So when the market's crazy like this, and people are saying don't trade it, it's dangerous. What they're saying is that just don't trade at all, because unless you have a feel, unless you can gauge the risk because of the volatility. So volatility matters, and if you're trading the breakout, it matters. And that market order script that I was talking about in the other video is really about getting in on a hedge, and then market breaks out so violently from a 10 pip range and it goes in a 50 pip move that it doesn't matter that you got stopped out of the other legs. Just like it doesn't matter if you get trapped in a bad hedge stop entry system. I guess I'll put more buy stops in here as it drops, and I'll put more buy limits below to catch it. Looks like they are just going to keep tanking this. So the market's just trying to get to. They can't seem to find any buyers, so they keep bidding it down. It's a classic auction. You know, I mean, the way those auctions go, of course, they bid it up, but this is a two-way auction, let's say. So they say, no, the bidding starts at so-and-so. They always pick a baseline, and they bid it up. Well, actually, the people in the audience bid it up, right? They chase the market. The guy who's the auctioneer just puts out a price, you know. Hey, starting bid. Then people start to go nuts on it, and they're the ones that overbid it. And when it gets up really high and there's nobody left, this is when there's no liquidity. There's way more liquidity when the first guy starts chasing the other guy's bid. Other guy's ask, really. I know they call it a bid, you know, but in this market, you're chasing the ask. And so somebody's willing to pay more. So here, we could retrace about another 5 pips, right? And here's my 5 pip. These are just scalps, really. So this platform, since it's written for scalps, it really, you have to. Last night, if you want to trade this thing, because I just had to drive 150 miles yesterday, so I was only trading segments of this thing. And because it was I knew that this couldn't trade it. Like if you had to put on a trade last night, on the 1 minute chart, take a look at the 1 minute chart here. This looks like you couldn't run a 5 pip stop on this. Here is this is the 1 minute chart. This is 50 pips down, which means even if you were to buy here at the 50-yard line, you have to have like a 20 pip stop on this thing to survive that, so you could even try to make money off that. Because if I can get this account to 16,100 by the time the bottom of the hour comes, I don't know if there's news coming out or something, but see, there you go. It's like there was no news report yesterday. It's probably the most volatility of this currency. The volatility had to kick up, right? And it was just really, the market was just going up and down, up and down. It literally gave back everything it gained. And this is another thing why, if you moved your stop to break even, say you were up 300 pips on this trade and you moved your stop to break even, are you fucking nuts? If you didn't take something off along the way on that, you have to be crazy. I mean, you have to be crazy to, and of course, this is just compressed living. This happened, so look at how boring. This is in such a narrow range leading up to that. There isn't a move on here. This move here was kind of a nice run. But look at that trap. And that, it just completely, I've seen this before on the yen years ago. It went like this. The market goes zooming up. And I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm going to put some buy limits in here like this. That market came all the way back. I think it actually might have went down lower and then it finished here. That's when the auction house burns down. Oh, look at, we got a sailboat trade going on here. You can see that. Here's the little thing to keep you from tipping over. There's a couple hot girls on the end of the sailboat. Anyways, that's my demo I'm running. The free demo.